Access granted.
Welcome back to another episode of the Artist Access. I'm your host, Siraj Rich God. I'm Pooh Akhenaten Hotep, and we are here again with another phenomenal show. I got some dope artists in the building. My first guest she's a poet and a music artist as well, and she goes by the name of TJ, the Nostalgic Poet. How you doing, Miss Queen?
I'm okay. Thank you for the accolades.
Yes. I'm glad you could be here with us today.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And this queen hit me up. I love it when the guests hit me up and want to be a part of the show. I love that. You know what I'm talking about? So this guest hit me up and was like, how can I get on the show? She said, what I got to do? I said, you just did it. Just reach out and let's make a date. You know what I'm talking about? But it's funny. I think I saw you perform at a Black Snow event.
Yeah.
You had I think it was a birthday party or something at the wine spot.
Yeah, the Bees Wine Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't be remembering all that, but hey.
Yeah. And you performed over some tracks that day.
Yeah.
So do you always perform over tracks, or do you ever do like just regular poetry without no music?
Well, I do regular poetry without music as well,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm drawn to tracks because I'm a music producer. I produce beats and music, and so I'm drawn to that.
Okay, so take us back to the beginning of you making beats and recording music and being an artist, all of that good stuff. Like, how did it all start for you?
Well, it started, my brother, maybe in the 2000s, had a music production. He had his own studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a musically inclined. I came out the womb playing piano. I played the flute, the piccolo. I naturally drawn to music. I was in college. I was in a jazz band in college, and I was in the concert band in the orchestra. I did all of that.
Wow.
So I was always drawn to music. That was my outlet. When I get mad, that was my outlet.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that's how I lived.
Right.
Music is my life.
Right.
So poetry came as when I got out of college, I needed another outlet because I no longer had the music part because I'm not in marching band, I'm not in concert band, I'm not in the orchestra. So I just went to a poetry spot. Somebody invited me, and I already had a way with words. As a high school, I'll never forget, I did something in high school. I wrote a song. And I got what my school loved me for that. Like they had me performing in front of a whole bunch of people. And so it just, when I left college, I needed an outlet, and poetry was what I needed because I didn't have the music no more.
Okay, so what year was this when you first did the poetry?
Oh, it's early 2000s,
Okay.
2006, 5, 4.
Yeah.
So I've been in the game for like 20 years now.
Yeah. You remember the spot?
It was 7 Spot.
Shadow Bar?
Shadow Bar.
Shadow Bar?
Yeah.
I'd heard some stories about the Shadow Bar. I wasn't out here yet, but I heard it was going down back in the day.
You had to hurry up and get there early in order to sign that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we loved it. Like you had the combination between poetry and then you had the intermission, you dance. But it was just a nice thing to have for the poets. Like it was continuous. That's the only place that I could say that was actually continuous at that time. Other than Black Snow had a spot at a coffee, G's and Z's. As a matter of fact, Black Snow had a spot, G's and Z's. That was my first place that I ever performed at. Black Snow is the reason why I'm a poet.
Okay. Yeah, that was up. And Black Snow, he did like the poetry with beats type of thing too, right?
Yeah, he do.
Yeah,
He do regular. He do without tracks and he do with tracks.
Right.
But Black Snow he was so persistent. He be like, sister,
yeah.
you gonna get on that mic? I never forget the first time I came. He walked up to me. He said, you look like a poet. And I would never forget. Black Snow he was every week. I started going every week. I remember I didn't sleep for 3 days the first time I went to a poetry spot.
What?
Did not sleep. The words was in my head.
Yeah.
I had to go home and write, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I could not stop writing. Right now, I tell everybody I'm like Prince.
Okay.
I have a stack. I probably got about 300-400 poems that I've wrote.
Right.
Like, when I tell you I started writing back in the days, I could not stop.
Right.
Like now, I don't even really write that much. I just go into the little database and I change it. Like I just did a new piece, but it's really not new. I wrote it 15 years ago, and I just take it like we had CDs.
Yeah.
Now I say we have the Fire Stick. So I just interchange the times.
Right.
So instead of me having to write something brand new, I just go into the database because I wrote so many things many years ago that I really don't never have to write again if I don't want to.
Right.
But I give homage to Black Snow. He's the one that actually got me into the poetry game.
That's what's up. I had the honor of having Black Snow on the show, our very last show at the old spot before we came over here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was an honor to have the OG over on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So recording over music. When did you start doing that part?
Well, that was 2000. I don't know. I've always been drawn to beats like Jay Dilla back. Even I'm gonna give you an example. I've been doing this. I had a keyboard. Like I had a literal keyboard that you had a beats on the keyboard. I was making beats when I was 13. So this is something I've been doing. My brother actually, I'm like 6 years. I was 6 years older than him. He started liking the music and got the studio because of me. Because I'm already making beats. He come and graduate, and I passed college, and he like, okay, I want a studio, sister, and he went and got his studio. But I've been always drawn to music over beats. I've been drawn to like the early Jay Dillas, Freddie Yakums, all of these beat makers, and like I said, that's what inspired me. But it's to me, it's like meditative music. Like you could just spaz out, sit in the house, just chill, forget all your problems, forget all your worries. That's why I do the beats.
Okay. So how can we check out some of your beats? Because like I said, I need some beats for a project I'm working on.
So
you know?
I make special beats. My music name, I'm found on all music streaming platforms. It's Volut10N. That's VOLUT10N, like revolution.
Right.
But it's volution, like the spin. Volution is a spin.
Right.
So it's continuous spin. So I named it after the volution, meaning I wanted to continue to keep spinning and to continue to keep growing.
Okay. And so we can check out some of the beats on your...
Yeah, you can check out all my beats on Amazon. I'm on Apple, Deezer, all of the different platforms. But my beats right now, if you want to, I just released 2 new singles about 3 weeks ago. It's called Invasion of the Soul Snatchers.
And these are just beats? Or just like
These are just beats.
What?
Yeah, so Invasion of the Soul Snatchers. I just released that about like maybe 3 weeks to a month ago.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And I talked to you earlier. So you have other artists that you are working with too?
Yeah, I have.
Are they kind of like signed to you?
Yes.
Signed to you?
Yeah. No, what happens is I take the youth in the community when I see that they need some guidance, and I have several. Well, actually, one that I'm working with now. Her name is Dana. I named her Dana Eclipse because she's so eccentric. She's weird like me. Like she reminds me of myself if I was to go back 20-something years ago. She reminded myself, but she was misguided. She needed like a figure. And my son had a crush on her too, so that's a whole other story. So I took her, he was like, Mama, I like her. And then I just, she lived in my apartments, and she was just straggling. I see her sleep. One day I seen her sleep on the concrete in an apartment complex. And I went and I told her, come on over, girl, you can sleep in my bed. You got to take a bath first. I told her, you come on over and you can get in my bed. But she was just out there, doing some things, just exploring life.
Right.
And so one day I told her, I say, what do you like to do? She said, I like to write. So I gave her a writing assignment. I said, I need you to write me 3 poems. I say, I'm a producer. I'm going to produce all of this for you for free. So I went and I wrote the first line to the poems. And I say, come back. I say, I need you to write this. I'm going to give you an assignment of a week, and I'm going to pay you. Pay you to do it. So she went home. She took it home, and she wrote me 3 poems, and she came back to my house. And she kept coming back every other day. And then she started coming every day. And then she stopped wanting to even go to her house and come to my house every day because I had her busy with writing assignments. And she wrote notebooks of poetry. And I recorded, I think, 2 of her songs or 3 of her songs. But it's hard contacting her. The young folk, they don't, when somebody give them something free now, they don't really care. Especially when it's free. And I say, if you had to pay for it, it'd be different. So I'm going to just produce the first 2 tracks on the song because I've already recorded it. So I'm doing a fan page for her. The problem is I'm not a photographer, and I tried to be a photographer, right? And so my pictures came out kind of blurry.